understand where your client, you took your client through, you guys are here, you're not taking your client back, you're taking him straight to closure. So closure are faster because why? You understand this very well. So commit to something this week and say, you know what, I'll pay a bit more attention to what my client is saying. Don't be quick to say, sir, we have a project in Idu and it's 10 million. Keep that. Calm down. Create value. Communicate to your client. You have 30 seconds. Tell them about what you do. And next, tell them about the product without mentioning the price. Most customers will be asking, oh, how much is that? Don't worry. I'll let you know. But this is what it's all about. This is what our project is selling. This is what our investment rates are. Today, for example, in finance, the MPR rates are crazy. Very poor. But at Silver Star Coop, you have a very fantastic rate. It's not compete with any microfinance or any commercial bank today. How can you sell that? That you can attract deposits to your firm. You must, though, because these are people's money. I was telling someone earlier today, I was telling one of the guys, one of the speakers, I said, do you know that every single person that will do business with us, probably that money they are giving you is their life savings. That might even be their gratuity. My God. That could even be their salary. That's like their life work. And you tell me you're a marketer, you tell me you're a CEO, you have to put energy. You have to put your all in that. To collect that money, you must work for it. And that's why as a company, you are the front liner. You must tell your clients, sir, this money you just paid, we protect your funds. So we do everything to ensure that you get maximum return. Once customers are beginning to have that satisfaction, trust me, they'll begin to become returning clients. They can buy investments, they can buy rice, they can buy all that, they can buy water, they can do all those stuff. Why? Because you've created an environment for them to bridge trust. There's so much to share, but because of time, I think I'll just stop here. Thank you very much. I don't know if you have... Okay, let's take 1 or 2 weeks. Okay.
Thank you so much for the opportunity and also for the lecture so far. My question is just, first of all, it's just from something I learned. They said whenever you're selling, most times, why you don't get a client, in quotes, probably you're talking to the wrong person. So I want to know, how do you identify your client when prospecting? Because before you transfer him to a client and you say build a relationship, sometimes because I am in residence, we go out for marketing, we talk to people, and a lot of times whether you talk to somebody, he's listening, you will listen to the end, and you just waste that energy, and later you find out maybe he's not interested. Is it that he's not interested because he's not the actual client, or there was a mistake somewhere in between? Then secondly, second question is, we were doing a book review in my company at the office. We did a how to sell to a Nigerian man. I want to know, these strategies you gave, do you agree with the fact that selling to a Nigerian is actually different from selling to other persons? Because sometimes how Nigerians think are quite, very different and funny. So, you have results in selling to them. How do you do that to converse easily with a Nigerian person? Thank you.
Okay, thanks for that very brilliant question. So, there are quite layers of it, but I'll just say, selling to a Nigerian, yes, I'll say it's quite different than selling to someone in diaspora. As an organization, we've attracted so much funds from the diaspora market because of our expansion across several countries. But one thing I've learned is that different markets, you interact with different markets differently. You must never forget that. You interact with different markets differently. And once you begin to understand that, what I've realized is that they begin to build that level of trust in you. There's a lot of scams out there, a lot of stuff happening in the world globally. What makes your brand different from what they are hearing? So you must begin to see how you can communicate that effectively. And then for the other question you asked earlier, yes, I always say there are different categories of this clientele. Like we have the low income. Let them know is what you can say the high net worth individuals. You have high net worth individuals, you have low net worth individuals, that's the LNI, and you have the HNIs. So how do you communicate with these people? These are people that naturally they can do transactions within 30 million to about maybe 150 million, and all that. And you have people who can do transactions less than that. So those are like low end That's the LNI. So how do you communicate with these kind of people? Let's say you must look it, you must talk it, and you must smell it. For you to get into that room, you heard what the last speaker said the other time. Sometimes those kind of things are non-negotiable. People are trying to exchange value for money here. Do you get it? So sometimes you're selling the wrong product to the wrong guy. You have a product that is selling for 2 million. You can't be pitching that to a guy who comfortably can do a transaction of 50 million with you. Why waste your time? Sometimes you see people going to pitch a product of 20 million to somebody whose earning capacity is just $1 million. Yes, they'll tell you, I'll get back to you, I'll get back to you. I like it. Take me for inspection. You waste companies' resources. So as a salesperson, you must begin to identify on this journey, you know where they are. On your customer journey, you know where they are, and you know what category they can. That's why as a salesperson, you must hold on to. It's very difficult when I say a salesperson without a notebook. I don't know how you guys do it though, but I don't know how you do it because it's a full-time job. It's a full-time job. Just the way your CEO is also very, very prudent in his work and all that. That same way it's supposed to be. So you must take note of where you are with each client, and you should know when to drop a client and move them to the next. So end of the day, you don't do follow-up people who do not have the capacity to do business with you. There's some clients, no matter how nice they are, they can never pay for that particular property. They cannot do fixed deposits of 20 million with you, but they can do 500K. They can do 250K. They can do 100,000. So the question is, as a company, it falls back to the organization. Is that your target market? Do you have products? Sorry, what subsidiary? Okay, residents. So for residents, there are products around there. I think the cheapest product should be $1 million. Okay, so you can see. So this even tells us that on this particular target market we're talking about, nothing is 500K here. So right now, every single subsidiary, residence and investment, you are playing in a high-ticket environment. Your industry is high-ticket. It's high-ticket. Nobody does 500K land right now. Everybody's like $1 million above. Am I correct? So if it's high-ticket, it's a high-ticket industry. So it means that people that are going to do business with you in this particular demography, the people that can actually afford to do. That's why I say, when you're talking to your clients, you must know where they are coming from. They might be working in one organization, but that's their savings, my brother. That's what they are giving you to buy from. So you must take that with everything of your, like, you have to just take it up. Because why? That will tell your client that you value what I'm trying to exchange with you, because you've communicated value to me that if I buy Idu, XYZ will happen in the next few years or in the next few months. Do you understand? So now you're exchanging value and they'll exchange money to you. If not, you're going to be wasting your time selling a Guzape to somebody who should have sold a Kuje to. Do you understand it? It's nice, yes, clients are a bit aspiration. They have some aspiration that I would like to do this and another, but you can advise your client. I had a client who wanted to buy a particular location and it was quite expensive. I just met the client and said, you know what, sir? Thank you so much, for your interest in, investing in our organization and all that, and that's why we are here. But I think you should invest in this particular location. And what I did my assignment. I began to talk about this location so lovely that the client was confused that, wow, you mean this location is this nice and is this cheap? So being cheap does not mean it is low in quality. So when I'm giving alternative to a client to buy a cheaper plot, you must put the level of that plot as though it is that expensive in terms of value. You must flog value very well. That's why you must know how to communicate. That value, you must communicate it. You must sit down, understand what's happening in that corridor. There's a client I met, I told him, I said, right now, sir, we have the best project in that corridor. And the guy looked at me. Yeah? Thank you. Product knowledge. You must know product knowledge very well. XYZ will happen. This will happen 2 years ago. It was like, wow. And you just have 60 seconds to sell that, to get the client's attention so he can exchange value for money. Answered? Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Please put your hands together for Dr. Samuel. Very quickly, let's have Judith from Rage Media. Judith, please put your hands together for her.
Paid advertising on different platforms, programmatic, Meta, all social media platforms. We handle advertising there. We also do branding. We have an excellent branding team in-house. So if you want your visual identity done, we do that, and we do consultancy as well. So strategy for market launches, strategy for business growth, driving sales, whatever the case is and whatever your business needs are, services for that. Now we have a couple of subsidiaries that we house under the Rage umbrella. So we have the first one being Lampstand. Lampstand is the arm of the company that handles communications, production for churches and NGOs. So we have a subsidiary that handles that part. And then we have Disrupt. So Disrupt is where we have our media strategy and buying team. The people who would help you, they're the ones who would negotiate that and then put you on those platforms. We have Rage Studios, which is the arm of the company that does audio and video production. So I don't know if anyone has had the time or anyone who has entered the office, you see that we have like a full video studio there. If you want to record your podcast, if you want to do your shows, we have a video studio. We also have an audio studio for people who are voiceover artists or who want to record music, whatever the case is. We have an audio studio there as well. And we have a full photography studio for content creators, photographers, and the like. So on the screen, we have our services. So like I mentioned, we have consultancy, we have PR services, we have brand identity, we have photography, website design and app development, we have billboard placement, social media, digital marketing, documentaries, printing. Yes, I forgot to mention that TV and radio advertising and events coverage. So our printing arm is called Print Now. It's located in central area, just close to church gates. We have a full-on printing, so anything large format printing, if you want to print image printing, we do all of that at Print Now. So in a nutshell, that's Rage. But in the previous page, we're also doing, so this is just a nutshell of what we had in 2024. God so kind, we were able to help our clients achieve about 100 million USD in funding. So for the client, revolved around raising funds, getting money for businesses. We're able to create strategies to help them reach that. We placed about 1,700 billboards across Nigeria. So Abuja, Lagos, Port